do a little brief audio. Let's see. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I think so. I think we're good, right? As I forget to unmute myself. We got the 10-minute soft intro. What's up, everybody? Let's take a look at some charts, see what we can see. Not looking fantabulous out there, I'll tell you that. I should probably just tweet this out real quick, huh? Let's give it one quick tweet-a-rooney. If you want me to look at anything, just let me know. It'll likely not be crypto stuff, but just not much going on the crypto side. Certainly what's most concerning is this, a close for the first time in the weekly cloud. Technically last week was a close in the weekly cloud. Technically, but this is like irrecoverable close in the cloud on the weekly. Let me get the link here. Badoop. So that is a no bueno. That is a risk off. That is a, for me, what other people do with their money is none of my business. But for me, it is stop taking long trades on BTC. It's DCA time. It's do something else with your time. It is not go long time. We're about to get a bearish TK crossed here as well on the weekly. Also not great. And that's all she wrote, really. I mean, look, I wish it was different, but it ain't. What's up, Stoomers? Nate, how's it going? 3K by July? I hope not. We'll take a look at IREN for sure. Who else is here? Thumbnail hit me? Yeah. I love that. I've used that joke before. Probably another bear market. I just think it's hilarious. What's up, Ted? File share. 9 p.m. Yeah, it is cold. It's cold everywhere. At least if you're in the northern hemisphere. Definitely needs more time. The breakouts are not in the room. Maybe the breakdowns are in the room with us, for sure. Yeah, metal's also pulling back. 4chan BTC cycle post, yeah. How right that has been, huh? Buffett wins again. I don't know about that, but anyway, so BTC. You know, the issue is how right the weekly has been. And you can I back tested this earlier today. I mean, the back testing on this is phenomenal. The forward testing, as many of you know, using the cloud for years is phenomenal. So when you see this, many people who've been using the cloud know exactly what that means. And yeah, we could pop up $100,000 overnight, right? No system of mine is going to catch that. What this is going to catch is trend. This is going to catch trend breakdown, trend change. A lot of people caught this trade here on the edge to edge, on the bullish side, down here. I know a lot of people made a lot of money on that with leverage. That's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for. I don't know, 2027? Who knows, right? Who knows? But that's, to me, the next high conviction long trade. The alternative to that, to the long side, is, do we even have it on the weekly? Have we ever seen it on the weekly? I don't think we have. I mean, technically we saw it in 2013, technically. Bullish TK recross price above cloud. But we've never seen it after 2013. After 2013, it's really just been fairly obvious. And that's been a blessing. It hasn't been noisy on the weekly, aside from 2019, 2020, which was just more interesting than noisy. But the thing is, when crypto trends, it trends very hard. You don't need to be early. It doesn't pay to be early. It doesn't pay to guess either. It really doesn't. Really doesn't. So just as this was bullish through a red cloud, it's not thick, but the first step on the breakdown here is getting through the weekly cloud. After that, it's the yearly pivot at 66. And at that point, we've retraced the entire Trump pump from post-election. But I have nothing bullish to say about this. Nothing. In order to negate this, it's probably going to take 3 to 4 weeks minimum if we don't drop. But this is not a bullish picture at all. This is the most bearish it's been in years relative to what the cloud is telling you on the weekly. And there was also a warning shot on the 20-week moving average. Now we've had post-cloud breakout several 20-week moving average crosses on the weekly. You know, it's been noisy here, it was noisy here, but it never means add more risk. It never means this looks better when you're below the 20-week moving average. You'll notice 2020, we're above. Any bullish period in 2024, 2025, we're above. Anything in 2017 where you're above the 20-week moving average. Here we're below and in the cloud. So again, there's no way I can sugarcoat this. Any remote possibility of bullishness was on the daily. And that, for now, has been put off. If anything, you have a bearish signal here, yesterday, today. This is a bearish TK recross with price below cloud. The single most bearish thing you can get on the daily. So again, if you got bullish evidence, man, let me know, because I got nothing. I got nothing whatsoever. The market does suck, for sure. Rocking the Canary Capital beanie. I love it. Thank you. Represent. I cursed us with 33K for 10 years. I don't know about that. The funny thing is that was just a pitchfork level that got invalidated, and then, you know, everybody just held on to it. Whatever. All right, so the question now is, if you're bearish like me, where could this go? How do you measure this? Weekly, we said, was what? We'll just put some lines on the chart. Weekly's like 75. What about fibs? Just fib this to this. Oof, that's 66 to 71. Down here, you have a yearly pivot at 66. And that's, you know, again, like, it just is what it is. It is what it is. We don't have the structure. At least here you had some evidence of an attempt at a bottom that played out. Again, you sort of had that here, but we just went lower. Just is what it is. Even the edge to edge here got negated. So remotely, distantly, off in the barely you can see it territory is this edge to edge still from 91 to 103. That's a great trade if it triggers, but just not good. The most bearish thing we can get from here on out is just a slow bleed, like slightly higher high, then a lower low, then new lower lows, then slightly right. Like this, there's nothing more bearish than that. Nothing. You want swift moves, you want quick moves, you want emotional high volume moves, to be sure. We kind of saw that maybe yesterday. The day before, volume was up there, but I don't think it's enough. I don't think it's enough. We can't go down on down days and down on up days for legacy and expect to do anything, you know? It just doesn't make any sense. What's up, Matt? So all the targets are to the downside until we're back above 91. Just is what it is. There's really nothing else to say or do. And that means for the rest of crypto, for alts, for ETH, for Sol, highly, highly unlikely they will outperform anything relative to BTC. So be prepared. From here on out, if you're playing the home game, not financial advice, weekly or monthly dollar cost averaging for the next 10 months probably makes a lot of sense. Just, you know, paycheck DCA every bi-weekly. Throw some at BTC. You want it to go lower. You have to go in with the mindset that you will eat shit for a while, right? Like you will be underwater, most likely. And that's a good thing because that allows you to buy more coin on the way down. This is bearish, right? That's what that means. Price should go lower. You also have the 200-day moving average, which is way up here at 104. That's curling down. So You know, again, I have no bullish evidence. Any way I can shake this. Something else you could do, I've been thinking about it. I'm not going to sell cold storage. Just not going to do that for tax purposes. But one thing you could do is hedge your cold storage. Biddy's probably not the best place for that because of vol fees and vol drag, but it is an inverse ETF. I'm not going to explain puts and options, but that's another way to do it on IBIT. But as bearish as spot BTC looks, this obviously looks phenomenal, right? You have a break up, you have a bullish TK recross, price above cloud pending. I mean, it's the exact opposite of BTC, right? I think there's an inverse something for Bitcoin. I don't know the ticker. I can't remember, but yeah, not much has changed week over week, you know? We tried, we failed. Move on. Not cutting, not adding, finding another hobby. Exactly. Time to be long, time to be short, time to go fishing. We're certainly in the time to go short or time to go fishing side of things. The big thing you don't want to do here is lose money trying to long nonsense trash, right? Like your goal here, my goal here is just to preserve capital and not keep trying. One thing I did incorrectly in 2022 with ETH, you know, there are setups that are tradable, but you have to be super honest with yourself, right? There was a setup here when I'm blanking, Luna, whatever, was acquiring BTC, and you know, we were in the cloud, this looked good, this is another triangle setup. It looked like it was going to break out, and then it failed, right? This is what a failure condition looks like. Falling out of the cloud, falling out of chart patterns, below the 200-day moving average. I'm pretty sure that, yeah, this was below the 200-day moving average as well. Not good. The expectation is down. You know, and then you get deleveraging, and then you get whatever else, and then you get, you know, in this case, maybe there's DAT selling, maybe there's God knows what with MSTR eventually. Who knows, right? It doesn't matter what it is. The market is already set up for bearishness. It's already set up to go lower on anything. It's already set up to go not as high on good news. That's just where we sit. Can I check the Bank of China? You got a ticker for me? Bull thesis at 50K. Yeah, you've got a lot of people watching the 200-week moving average, which is down at 58. I was talking to somebody this week about that level, and they pointed out 2022, how we went lower. I don't know if we've got, aside from MSTR, you know, if MSTR starts unloading on us, then all bets are off price-wise. But barring that, I think it's going to be difficult to get lower. We can clip this and look at it later if we go to 30K. I think it's going to be difficult to go lower than the 200-week moving average, currently at 58K, because we don't have this crazy leverage that we had in 2022. We do have ETFs. We do have Sailor. We do have DATs, miners, whoever else. I just think it's going to be hard to go much lower than that. If you look at the power law corridor, the bottom of it is also at 58.5. The very bottom of 2022 was, you know, after FTX blew up. That was below the power law corridor, but even COVID, we didn't stay below the power law corridor. In 2015, we did. This was also another, like, I'm not going to call it it was like a leveraged wipeout, like a market event. Just a blank order book. So, yeah, I mean, again, you don't have to be early, but if I'm buying a level bigly, it's going to be 60K. It's going to be 58. Just setting orders there today and moving on with your life. Probably okay. But on the bullish side, in the near term, I got nothing. Every metal bug is an altcoiner. I mean, the silver people are certainly altcoiners. Certainly. Doesn't really run gold. Well, Bitcoin has never really followed gold at the same time period. It will catch up to gold or vice versa after the fact, but they usually don't move together. Silver down 28%. I mean, this is why you don't chase parabolic moves, right? And as I go through this list, this isn't really a risk off crypto day. This is just a risk off day in general. Silver down 30% on the day. And you know what's funny to me is you've got all these bears. And it's the same thing with SanDisk. It's the same thing with Tesla, OpenAI. It's the Dan Nathans of the world. I just mentioned his name because he's just so annoying. He's so annoying. You know, he'll miss the entire run and then yell at people all the way up saying, "Oh man, I told you so. I told you so." Yeah, congrats. You know, and you made no money. Good job, guy. So glad you're on TV. But this is why you can't chase parabolic moves, right? You just have to sit back and be disciplined and say, "Okay, I missed it." And we talked about, I'm sure there's videos in November, me talking about silver, cup and handle. Did I have any idea this was going to go to 100? Not really. But that was the time. That was the time to think about the entry. Not when it's at 100. And now it's down 30% on the day. It just goes to show you that all markets, you can talk about fundamentals all you want. You can talk about, industrial use cases and all this other nonsense. It's all just people just gambling crazy amounts of money and then getting margin called. So no, I don't like silver here. Let it collapse. You can see where's the weekly? Yeah. It's so fast, this move, that the cloud can't even keep up. So there isn't really a level. It's so ugly. There isn't really a level I would buy. I don't even know. I guess 65? It's 50% retracement from the breakout. But it's like the Zcash example. You know, if I missed the Zcash move, what am I doing trying to trade sloppy second leftovers? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Do something else. The time to trade silver is not tomorrow. It was the day after last week or whatever, right? Like, it just doesn't make sense to even try. Let this thing collapse. Let people cry. Do something else. Gurn, BRTS. Let's look at ETH real quick. Go through that. Same case here. You know, it had an opportunity. That's why these edge-to-edge trades typically work out, but not always. On the daily, they have a super high hit rate in general, but they're not 100%. The higher hit rate trades are always going to be above the cloud, you know, like this stuff, which is why you want something like that over here. This triggered along and failed. Stopped out, right? So again, this is as bearish as it gets. It's at the lows. I would measure this just like I did with BTC. Wick to wick, high to low, 2000. I think we're going to have a hard time staying below this order block, probably. 2500. But does this look like it's going to bounce anytime soon? No, not to me. Let's go on the index. Yeah, it also had this falling wedge thing. It didn't really go anywhere. So bullish reversal patterns failed. And now it's trend bearish again. Just is what it is, right? No good news anywhere. So for ETH, 2000 or less. That's not even like a bear market target. That's just near term. All the people, you know, looking at this trend line too, whatever this is. Another place to watch, which is, what is that? 1700. You know, you want to see true terror. It is this. It is just bouncing in this thing for a decade, right? Like going nowhere. That would be hilarious. Yeah, anybody asking about altcoins? They're all in a bear market. You know, name one that isn't. We had a shot at when BTC failed to bounce 91, 93 to 103. You know, that was the time. If we were going to be bullish, BTC breaking down means everything below it on the market cap list is not going to hold up randomly. If you're holding coins, I can't give you investment advice. Do you dump them? I have I have a lot of cash just for tax reasons as well, but I have more cash than I've had in a long time. Not in the live portfolio, but mainly because I don't see a good reason to buy anything here. Save and come back in September. Yeah, September, October 2026. Sounds good to me. It's going to take some time. Alt season will come in the form of lower USD. Yeah, the curious thing still about dominance hasn't broken up yet. You'd think this would break up by now. It still has plenty of time, but I don't think this breaks down, to be clear. It's just bizarre that it's setting up like this. There's no world where alts outperform BTC to some safe haven. Doesn't make sense. Unless Sailor is like spewing BTC at a rate that alts can't keep up to the downside. I don't know. So I think best case for a lot of people is hedging cold storage and keeping your trading stack light on the crypto side. That's kind of it. But, you know, a lot of people are just going to do nothing, and that's okay too. Oil will go higher. I don't know about that. SanDisk. Hold on, I already missed some tickers here. Let's go through. Lastly, I guess, real quick, Solana. Is there anybody who thinks this is going to hold? Anybody? Raise your hand. It's almost better that it doesn't hold and it breaks down. Like, we'll be conservative. We'll say 50 to 70. That makes sense to me. That's Solana. That's kind of it. I don't care about any of the alts. I just don't. They all look like junk. Sorry. Hype I don't care about either, before somebody asks me. But yeah, if you want to see any other alts individually, we'll take a look. But man, it is rough out there. Kraken Robotics. Yeah, I say this a lot, but bullish, bearish, entry, exit. Immediately, that's always what I'm thinking about. This does not look like an entry up here. It was a great trade if you were paying attention, but you know, is it a hold? It's probably just a hold. Looks okay. Looks plenty bullish. No issues with it. Not an entry though up here. Someone asked about IREN. I've been a prominent IREN bull on Twitter. It's still above the cloud. Still has a bullish TK cross. Doesn't have a bullish cloud. I still like it. Maybe foolishly, but trend-wise, it looks a hell of a lot better than BTC or any alt. I think it looks fine. I don't like this below 45. You could add at 49. I still like this overall. I like the sector overall. What was the other one someone asked about? So yeah, silver and gold just not for me here on a trading side of things. Gurn. Did this ever move? No. Chart still looks great. It's just kind of just stuck. You know, I like alerts slightly higher. When the breakout train is ready to go, it just, you know, it's good from a perspective that it hasn't really done anything. It hasn't hurt you to be in it, but it's not a breakout trade yet. Zoom, I think, still looks great. No issues with that. I like ads. I like holds. I like everything. Stitch Fix, same deal. I have no issues. You got to be patient. Did it break out yet? No. Did it bust the stop loss level? Also no. Nothing to do. Looks fine. And even if this fails, so what? You know, you're not here to make sure it succeeds. You're here if it succeeds, and you can say, all right, I traded this crazy risk reward one way or the other to the long side, and that's what you're here to do, right? I mean, it just is what it is. LabU, yeah, I think LabU got kicked in the pants today too. Yeah, I don't really have anything to say on the long side. Again, buy, sell, or hold. Clearly in a bull trend. Clearly it's done very well since August, when I did nothing and saw this and should have done something. But At this point, it's up. What is this? It's still up 150%. It was up 200%. I don't love it here. I don't love it here. I love thinking about closing it up here. Sell while you still can. Run for your lives. VTRS. Buy, sell, or hold. I like tight stops on this. It's probably got a fractal level. Yeah, at 1250 there's a fractal level. Clearly bullish. I don't like ads on that. One that triggered today to the downside was REMX. I know a lot of people were in this trade and were asking me about it. I don't know why a lot of people were asking me about it, honestly. But they were. And this was, of course, an idea from a stream a long time ago. But do I love it here? No. What's really interesting is that it hit the TA target. Was it this? No, it was this. So I know there's a lot of messy stuff on here. That high, that low gives you this fib level. Or you could have closed. We talked about it. A lot of people, again, asked me about it. Like, hey, what is your new level? Blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Again, it just kind of is what it is. Theoretically, ads here aren't terrible because you're at a Kijun level on a daily. I'd rather buy IREN, but this is a place to add, theoretically, based on the cloud. What else we got? SWE, yeah, I mean, again, a lot of these had setups. Pengu was another one that had a setup. I mean, let's just go to MSTR, right? MSTR is a perfect example of why you do nothing until the breakout triggers, no matter how good this looks, no matter how long this set up for. The breakout never triggered. We do have, I posted this on Twitter today, we do have a massive bull div on this. I don't think that's going to save this, to be clear. It's something to watch for Fed March, you know, like, again, there's nothing to do here. Nothing, absolutely nothing. I still think it's worth watching because it's down so much. And if, for whatever reason, crypto turns a corner or MSTR turns a corner, you certainly want to be there, but nothing to do. Nothing to do. 3988. What is this? Oh, there is a ticker. Bank of China. Bank of China. Interesting. No such thing as quadruple tops, right? Do you really want to be trading the Bank of China, though? It's funny that it had like this head and shoulders that it popped up from. I mean, if you set alerts at a higher highs, sure. Why not? Why not? What does KWeb look like? Chopping around, nothing going on there. CQQQ. Also chopping around. This is Chinese tech ETF. Just because somebody brought it up, we'll look at oil. I don't really think oil is tradable. Certainly not to the long side, not yet. A lot of people have talked about the gold-oil correlation, that oil goes up after gold goes up. There's certainly a massive trend line here. So, you know, if you really want to trade oil, I like alerts at like 69, but I would rather just trade XLE or CVX or XOM, any of the energy companies, than trade oil, personally. What is CVX doing today? Looks great. This is why you don't trade crypto, right? Like, you trade other stuff for this exact reason. Who cares if it's slow? Who cares if it's boring? That's the point. You know, it's shielding you from pain. Shielding you. Very crow Fed share. Yeah, look, there's plenty of reasons we could do something, but again, it doesn't pay to be early. It just doesn't matter, right? So what does bullishness look like? Ultimately, it's not even 93. It is 100K at this point. Wrong cloud. Yeah, 103, 104. like a weekly close out of the cloud, any of that stuff is bullish. You can, just as you could in any bear trend, give any sorts of reasons for anything, right? But price pays. That's why I focus on the TA over everything else. Crypto doesn't care about pro crypto. The other thing that a lot of people are bringing up is we pulled a lot of that forward when Trump got elected, not inaugurated. You know, that's the dumbest timeline to cherry pick, is the inauguration date. It's clearly the election that was where everything took off, okay? The other thing that you'll notice when you compare a lot of this stuff to like M2 or liquidity, ETF approvals, BlackRock's application clearly pulled us out of like bearishness, right? Clearly. There was a change in character here. You saw it on the cloud. And that's what we need to see. Again, it should be obvious. You shouldn't have to guess. You shouldn't have to ask. You shouldn't have to think about it. You shouldn't have to analyze it. It's going to be pretty clear. It's going to be pretty clear. And we have the opposite of that here. Yeah. Let's put this silver candle in the history books, right? Let's make it 50% a day. It's not enough that I win. Other people must lose, right? So if I'm not in silver, let it go to zero. Let it go to zero. What do I care? Sorry for everybody in silver right now. People just like trying to remember their combination to their vault to get to the pawn shop quick enough. The I called it guy but made no trades are everywhere. Yeah. Silver. Yeah, the devs are selling silver. Quantum broke silver today. Best charts are bonds. Yeah, the problem there, like TLT, for example, they're setting up. They've been setting up for years. There's nothing. I don't see an entry here yet. You've got a massive head and shoulders inverted. You've got like a nested inverted head and shoulders here, but 92 is where you want to be for TLT. Standing in line to sell your silver right now. People just panicked. Yeah, time to remove ETH from the watch list. Doesn't look great. Does not look great. Crypto generally, and that's the tough part, especially if you're here every day. Just take some iron patience to make it through, because it's probably going to take 6 to 12 months. MBB, yeah, another bank stock. Financials, I don't know about XLF, but I like that this reconsolidated up here. It's a super expensive 27 grand. Military commercial, I guess on Robinhood or something you could buy this. Not for retail though. USO monthly cloud. Monthly. Yeah. I don't know the details of this ticker specifically, but you know, if you're looking at monthly signals, that's probably where you want to be if you're waiting on crypto, right? Because it's going to take a while. There's probably some dividend on this as well. Doesn't look bad, I'll give you that, but it's going to move real slow. Let's set an alert there. 82.5. Yeah, we looked at IREN. Thanks, Dangles. I don't have anything more to add to IREN. I like it above 45, I think I said. What is Bitfarms? No, not Bitfarms. Wolf, was it? Yeah, Wolf just kind of hanging out in and out of the cloud. I don't hate this one either. Cypher Hut looks okay. Cypher looks okay. The rest of these CleanSpark, no. Cores looks okay. IREN still looks the best to me, hands down. So if I had to pick one for any reason, it's IREN. Definitely not Mara. Mara, like MSTR, like this could become an inverted head and shoulders. You could watch it on a breakout level. It's still probably going to underperform everything, but it's there. BT, same deal. Above 245. I like alerts, but not positions on any of this stuff other than IRIN. Yeah, another energy name pulling back today. I don't hate it. As long as it's above the cloud, above the key June, you got room there to 20. We also did talk about a cup and handle here, right? So the two entry points coming up are 20 or 27 with a stop loss in both cases at like 16 on the cloud. But this could just be a vanilla head cup and handle, right? Could be. Yeah, Metaplanet. So I didn't update the sheet yet, but I reduced Metaplanet. What else did I do? I somehow magically got out of my the rest of my options. It was after market too. The order didn't fire until after the market closed yesterday, but so I did save myself like $800 of whatever pathetic position was remaining on that. I reduced this. I don't think I bought anything yesterday. I'd have to go back and look. So I'm sitting on a little cash. So I just haven't updated the sheet yet. But again, not what you want to see falling out of the cloud. That's clearly a stop loss condition for Metaplanet. Just is what it is. Not bullish. You know, it's not going to randomly be more bullish than BTC is bearish to the downside, right? It's going to be hard for Metaplanet to hold up. Yeah, Palantir, Hood, all of these have huge head and shoulders. Huge. Huge. Love to see. I want to see Alex Karp coked up on TV again, yeah? That's obviously a joke. Don't sue me. This is pretty textbook. Pretty textbook head and shoulders. The cloud also doesn't like it. You know, there's your shoulder, there's your head, there's your shoulder. Measures to 107, 122. I keep saying this, but like, why are you trying to, not you, this person asking me, not Jax, not him, but just people in general. I get it. You're chasing momentum. You're chasing what everyone else is chasing, but it's the same thing with silver. Like, why are you trading this today to the long side versus any point over the past 2 years? You know, maybe if you're asking to exit the position, I agree with that strongly. Just again, there's nothing much else to say. Anytime I see a head and shoulders like this, I'm not randomly going to be bullish, and it's below the daily cloud for the first time really since ever, you know, since 2023. Had a brief down move here, but not bullish. Hood also, same deal, almost the exact same chart. Very bearish, very bearish. And we all gotta hope for our own sake that Nvidia doesn't break down after trying to break up. This is really the last one to watch of the names in 24 and 25 and 23, whatever, that did really well. It would be great if this just did nothing. That's best case. Doesn't need to do anything. But man, if this breaks down too, yikes. CRCD. Inverse circle. Okay. All right. A man of culture, I see. I didn't even know this existed. Didn't even know this existed. Instead of charting this, let's just chart circle. CRCL. Is that an all-time low? That is an all-time low, folks. All-time low. For the old circle. You hate to see it, really. Unfortunate. Daily cloud tells no lies. Nothing here is bullish. Nothing. I don't hate the trade. It's not something I would do. CRCD. I don't hate it. It's clearly bearish. It's clearly at all, you know, it's at all-time lows. Looks horrible. Crypto looks horrible. Rates potentially coming lower. Yeah, it's a funny setup for sure. Yeah, Doc N's still in the port. I think it's doing fine, right? slow mover. Looks okay. I don't love that weekly candle. But, you know, it took 4 years to set up. I think it's fine. MSTZ, inverse MSTR. Again, like, do I hate the idea of shorting MSTR here after it's down 70% from the high or whatever? I don't love it. But maybe if you like to babysit positions, you know. It's just tough because the signals were here. Like, that's best case for the short. If you caught it, you know, you did great. It's just here you've got a div, you've got this broken pattern. I don't know. We've retraced all of the October, September stuff. Unless you think crypto's going much lower, which is possible, then I think it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to get a good move out of that, I think. Now, SBIT is a different case. It just depends on how low do you think the MNAV is going to go for MSTR. Where do you think Bitcoin's going to go? Like, there's a world where MSTR randomly disconnects from Bitcoin, like, because it's already down so much. I don't know if we live on that world in that timeline, but it's possible. So this is the 2x, right? 2x short BTC. I'm pretty sure. I mean, all of these have a... You want to get bearish, there's a inverted head and shoulders on that. Something else to get bearish on is this. BTC Gold has a huge inverted, it has a head and shoulders, has an inverted, whatever you want to think about that as. Obviously late to get bearish on this now, but lots of people were talking about it. We talked about it a few times. Now, did I do anything with that information? I did not, but we talked about it. Sold REMX at 90 and 100. That's some good trading right there. Yeah, it's got to be a record down day for silver. Yeah, I still like UUUU. I still like IREN. I still like the energy names. I still like rare earth stuff. Ultra short gold. What a day for ultra short gold. I mean, let's go to, what is it? XLS? SLX? What is the ultra short silver? XLV? XLV? No, I don't know. Someone's gonna let me know. There's like a 2 or 3x short silver ETF as well. It's just not for me. Watching the equivalent stream in 2021. Well, you made it through. Nonsense, you made it through. Sell BTC for USD or euros? That's a great question. Probably euros, honestly. If you look at the Euro USD chart, that, oops. That's a good looking chart, no? I mean, there's a weekly gravestone, shooting star, inverse dragonfly, whatever, but have you seen the dollar chart lately? It looks not so hot. Not so hot. CC, what is CC USD? Oh, Canton. Yeah, this is maybe 1 out of 10 million crypto alts that is doing okay. What time frame can we even... I mean, there's a cup and handle here, clearly. Is it late? I don't think it's that late. It's just like, why, you know? For me, personally. I just like, if I'm in crypto, I'm in crypto. I'm looking at alts, I'm trading alts, I'm doing stuff, right? But if BTC's bearish and Sol's bearish and ETH is me, it's just like, I can't care. I can't be bothered, personally. But yes, this is a bullish chart, undoubtedly, for Canton, I think it is. GEV. GE Vernova. Good looking like inverted head and shoulders thing here, huh? Little rising action, always more bullish. This is probably in XLU. Doesn't look as good as GEV. We still need power, folks. We still need Still need to fuel these data centers. That looks really good. This might be the best chart we've looked at. Right? I don't know of a better chart other than the inverted Bitcoin chart. Chart looks very good. Very good. It's just another name that is shielding you from downside. And who cares where it goes? If it goes up, great. It certainly doesn't look bearish. It certainly doesn't look like it wants to go lower. Great looking chart. LFCR. Lifecore. Yeah, just so much chop. So much chop. I like BNTX better. There's so many of these biomedical companies that have done nothing for years and are starting to maybe break out. And there's also, of course, stuff at the top of the stack like mRNA and Pfizer. Those are other options. mRNA just looks okay. I don't have anything to add or say there. Pfizer to me would be a better entry than LFCR personally. Just looks tighter on the consolidation. The entry criteria looks better to me. So like you might find like a diamond in the rough on some random company, but I would always compare it to, like last week we were like looking at IREN relative to everything. Same deal. I still stand behind that decision on IREN versus anything else last week. MOS. It's already been 50 minutes, folks. That's crazy. Thanks for hanging out. What do you see here that I don't see? Because I don't see anything. I see nothing. I see nothing. So I got nothing for you on that one. MBB. Okay, let's go back to this one. Not Military Commercial Joint Stock Bank, but iShares MBS ETF. Okay. Is this, why am I blanking what this is? Mortgage-backed securities. Okay. Yeah, it looks like ag. We'll look at ag next, but you wouldn't expect this to necessarily go anywhere fast. Cloud loves it on the weekly. It's got a tight consolidation there. It's got this inverted head and shoulders that hasn't gone anywhere. It kind of reminds me of K-Web, where it set up the same way. Didn't end up really going anywhere eventually, but the setup's there, sure. And again, it's not like you're going to lose a bunch of money quickly on this, most likely. This is ag. Ag looks similar. Ag is just a blend of duration across the curve. So it's short-term and long-term and medium-term. It is the 40 and the 60-40. It looks very similar to MBS. Above the cloud. Just chilling. Maybe Warsh drops rates to zero and this stuff breaks out. Maybe for whatever reason, housing comes back. I don't know, right? I doubt it, but it's someplace to do something and just chill, right? You're not going to see a ton of volatility in this, most likely. And it looks good. It's now HYG is kind of on the other side of that spectrum, where you'd probably see more volatility, but with junk bonds, MBB, MBS, and ag is clearly safer than HYG, but it's a similar story. Just like sit there and chill. It's higher yield than T-bills. T-bill and chill. 2-year and chill. Whatever. But yeah, it looks good. For the non-risk on enjoyers right now, that stuff looks fine. PAGs. PAG? Seguro Digital. Yeah? Is this like South American? Got an alert on CAG. Speaking of PAGs, whatever that is. I got to come back to this one. Looks interesting. I don't know if it's international. I assume it is. Looks really good. Huge breakout on the weekly, as far as the cloud is concerned. ConAgra. Another Josh special. Multi-year downtrend below the cloud, breaking up. It's not sexy, but it might help pay the bills while crypto's doing hot nothing, right? Come back to that one. That looks good. FRO. Frontline PLC. Nice little weekly. Is that an all-time high? No. Multi-week high. Looks good. I like. I probably like IREN better. Probably like CAG and PAGs better. GEV probably better. But it looks good. APDL or APLD? I'm guessing they meant APLD because that's a lot of people have been talking about that one. Yeah, this is kind of in the reconsolidation camp. I think I still like IREN better. What does AMD look like? Yeah, AMD similar. Maybe you get a cup and handle out of this. I don't know. I don't love either of those names, even though that's where the market is at on the storage side of things. These are, we can look at these for 2 seconds, but I assume these are crypto. Yeah, I mean, bro. Bro, buddy, pal, what are we doing? Is this an all-time low? No. ICX all-time low. No thanks, not for me. WAN chain all-time low. Not for me. Sorry. You know, it's like when you're at the store and you're like looking for clothes or something, and you just nothing doesn't speak to you on the rack, right? I don't know if it's this AION. Anterior ischemic optic neuropathy? No, I don't know what that is. We'll skip it for now. We'll skip it. But I'm guessing it looks kind of not great. What do you do when you're not looking at charts? Does such a thing even exist? Crazy move on the 200-day. F-cell tanking. Yeah, I still like IREN. F-cell. Yeah, it just kind of is what it is. That's why I think initially for me it's a small position, but I don't think this is tanking. Y'all need some patience. You need to employ some patience. We don't have a Nwanda list today, by the way. Don't have a Nwanda list. I don't have anything to say. It's still in the range. Hasn't made a lower low. Hasn't broken out immediately. I don't know. Looks fine to me. I'm not going to do anything with my position. I will add if this makes a higher high, for sure. But any random name isn't going to do great when the entire market is selling off, right? Like energy, I'll give you maybe on the oil side has done decent today, but I don't think something like this is gonna. This isn't going to randomly shield you from downside volatility, you know. ZSL, is that it? Is that the inverse silver? Yes. So many people, so many bodies are buried along. Look at how many bodies we've buried going down on silver. So many people tried to short this. Very hard to time the parabolic move for sure. I don't know. I got nothing for you. I'm never going to touch this unless there's a multi-day pattern. Like if this can get the equivalent of a head and shoulders on the spot side, you know, inverted, whatever on this side, I think it's fine. But no, I'm not gonna touch this personally. AMPX. Yeah, bullish TK recross price above cloud, bullish cloud. Is this AI? What is this? Who are you? Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Let me just add this to my. This is my fake real reminder list at the top here, so I don't forget. Josh Likey. Josh Likey. Amazon, yeah. Yeah. Man, I've tried to be long this. This doesn't go anywhere. I don't hate it. It looks way better than the rest of the Mag 7. We can go through this real quick. NVIDIA, potential head and shoulders. Apple in the cloud, nothing to do there. Microsoft, tragically awful, has been bearish since November. Sorry. Meta, just super noisy. It is above the cloud, but I don't see a trade there for me. Netflix, bearish since October. Nothing to do there. Google, still at all-time highs. The clear winner amongst the Mag 7. Tesla randomly up today. High time frames, I still like the cup and handle potential, but it's getting pretty thin on, it's got to start showing a little strength here on high time frames. Because now it's in like the Amazon camp where people are just getting antsy that it hasn't done anything. Would love to see this creeping up. I don't know why it would, but yeah, Google's the clear winner here. INTC. I got nothing for you there, buddy old pal. Is there a div on this? No. I don't know. It's a mess. It's a huge mess. That's what that is. Butterfly? Bee-fly? Nothing. Nothing for me on this one. Looks like a little double top. Not a long, not a hold, probably a sell for me. PPTA. I like this. Who's this guy? Sunny? Sunny Race? I've seen his name there in the chat before. Buy, sell, or hold. Probably a sell. Probably a sell. Trying to find the... Where's the channel thing at? It just doesn't look like it wants to go anywhere. Maybe you got some sort of channel you can bounce around, but I don't love it. SRPT. Sarepta. This one hasn't, look at this, all the way to the end. Not a great sign. Not a great sign. Like donut, right? Not a great sign if you're going all the way to the end of the triangle. So I'd be nervous on that one. I only like entries if this starts to move higher. D-nut. Yeah. Look, we tried, okay? This is what trading's all about. You're not going to have 100% of your trades be winners. You're going to trade some dumb stuff every once in a while. I trade the TA. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But that's why we closed this 2 weeks ago or whatever. I closed it 2 weeks ago. Love the pattern, love the setup. But you got to know when to read the room, right? So yeah, this thing is just falling off the table. Not great. NNE. Yeah, this one like Oklo, like you would think, let's go to Oklo because I think it's better. You would think that inverted head and shoulders might pop up here. So I've got alerts. You can see all my alerts at like 105, 106, 108. I don't like anything down here. But if this can start to pull up a little bit, I like it. Yeah, hype. Matt, I got nothing. I just don't care. It's not above the cloud. We can look at it for half a second, but again, is crypto broadly bullish right now? Are people trading? Not really. They're mainly in prediction markets and stuff. I'm sure like the volumes are fine on hype before somebody, ats me in the comments. I don't know. I just don't care. It's not above the cloud. I don't care. It's not for me. Doesn't make sense to try, but everything else is bearish. Put LFCR on your list. How dare you? Yeah, ZSCL. He's been writing it for hours. Do I have to ban this guy? He's like shilling crap. Can we just block him? Add to block list. How do we do this? Timeout. See you later, buddy. ADI and NUI. We got a few minutes left. Any good tickers? GEV does turbines. Okay, well, look, I never said I was smart. Okay. Let's try to bang some of these out real quick. Woof, woof, woof. Roblox. Every time. It's Roblox, right? Pretty sure. Roblox. There was a time and a place where I traded this to the long side. Didn't get much out of it. Directionally was very correct. Just was wrong on timing. Now is not the time, in my opinion, to touch this with a 100-foot pole. This looks horrific. This looks awful. I don't care about a div. No, not for me. Let's see the IREN chart. I showed it like 4 times. It's above the cloud. Like I don't know. It's fine. It's like the Rivian thing. Like, expect disappointment. This thing is chopped around for years, and now it's just gone straight down after that breakout. Just brutal. Just brutal. Brutal. I think I have an alert. Yeah, I have an alert like 14 and a quarter. Not great. Been falling since 2017. Let's go. We're pumping. Are we pumping? I don't think we're pumping. I don't think we're pumping. Rig. Yeah, did I must have traded this at some point. Was it rig or was it boat? I think I had boat in the portfolio. Rig looks good though. Yeah, I had boat in the portfolio. It's another shipping ETF. Looks fine. Again, it's slow, it's boring, it's low volatility. It's not going to kill you on the downside. He thinks there's a potential for 1,000% on rig. I don't know about that, but it does look good. NUAI. New Era Energy Digital. Little Adam and Evie, inverted Adam and Evie on the low time frames. I think there's better looking charts out there than that. GEV looks great. A few more and we'll get out of here. ADI, a little late for me. A little late for me. Where were you at 250, bro? You got to come in here, drop some alpha at 250, then we can shake our hand, you know, like Paul Hollywood. I can give you the handshake. Pepsi, rig. Yeah, we looked at rig. It looks fine. I don't know what to tell you. I bought DVN, AMPX, array. I mean, if I was sitting in a highly long metals position today, you know, I'd be a little nervous. But ideally, you're either selling a little bit along the way, or you're watching this on lower time frames. With fractals, like the 12-hour, even the 12-hour wouldn't get you out in time. I don't know. I mean, people trading forex and metals go to like 200x. Like, you think crypto leverage is high? No. Go trade silver on 200x leverage, right? Like that's some serious business. Buying stocks via Kraken a bad idea? No, I've done a lot of buying and selling of stonks on Kraken. I think it's great. Looked at NUAI. Discord link I can provide at some point. XMR down, yes. RDW we'll take a look at. This keeps coming up on a bunch of lists for a bunch of reasons. Looks good. Looks good. It's sort of, I said this last week, but it kind of moved a lot already, right? MP, oof. MP, not so hot. Does not look good. Doesn't look good here. Kind of messy below the cloud. KO, Coca-Cola. Is that an all-time high? Gross. That is an all-time high. Looks phenomenal. looks really good. We charted this in 25 at some point, but at this point, it's got a ascending triangle, right? That it's breaking up from. Looks really, really good, unfortunately. And the same target's there, 80 to 86. Again, this isn't going to like blow your socks off with returns, but it's going to do well in a time like this, more defensively. We did UUUU. XMR, I did not look at. All right, quickly. A bunch of these. ALB, Albemarle. Yeah, a little late on this one. Megaphone? Is that what you said? I don't see Megaphone. Unless you're talking about like a multi-year Megaphone. Sure. Have fun trading that. Daily just looks like it's run its course a little bit. DLO looks like a mess. Head and Shoulders. Nope. How dare you? How dare you come in here and request? I'm kidding. Yeah, I don't know. Not for me. Pepsi is the ETH. Is that the ticker though? Oh, it is. Oh, it's PEP. Okay. Messi trying to break up. I don't know. KO looks way better. Coke all day. Coke over Pepsi. All right, we'll do this list from Nwanda showing up at. How dare you? How dare you come in here? At 2:05. Try to drop some alpha. Pretend like I won't see it. All right, let's take a look. Comcast breaking up with the daily. I don't hate it. I think I love GEV more. Deck. We've looked at this one a few times. Yeah, it looks good. It's been noisy. I think I may have even tried to trade this here. It does look good. It's just tough because it's been so noisy. It does look good. HON. Honeywell. Huge Adam and Eve. Huge. Looks good. Again, it's not going to like give you some insane return, but it does look very good. Is that MEL or MEI? Maybe it's MEI. A little early on that one, I think. Yeah, just sort of noisy. ARW. Arrow. Huge range. I don't think that's Wyckoff, but it's probably something. I still like GEV better. I think that's the chart of the stream. It looks fine. Like, it looks okay. I just don't know. I don't know what that is to even call it bullish or bearish, but it's above the cloud. AAOI, not anything else. You got a div on that. Some sort of rising wedge. Bullish trend, but I don't know. Still like GEV. GEV, master of the stream. Lastly, ETN. Just kind of consolidating. I got nothing for you there. So what were our top four? GEV. Duh. CAG. CAG looks good. CAG looks good. PAGs. Got to do some research on PAGs. Deck probably in a similar, just setup. And then AMPX. I don't remember. Did I? Yeah, okay. On the daily. Yeah, I'd still throw all my money at GEV, personally. All right, that's all I got for this one. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for all the requests. And we'll see you on the flip side.